Robert Averhart is a public servant, financial professional, mentor, and community leader dedicated to developing future generations through education, leadership, and service. He earned a bachelor's degree in accounting from Miles College and a master's degree in accounting from the University of Phoenix. He began his career in banking while attending Miles College and advanced to banking operations manager at Compass Bank before graduating. After more than 20 years in banking, he joined the city of Birmingham, serving as revenue examiner, senior accountant, principal accountant, chief administrative analyst, budget officer, and deputy director of finance. Robert founded the Birmingham Mentoring Assistant Network, mentoring youth ages 12 to 18 in financial literacy, character development, leadership, and life skills. He serves as immediate past of the Alpha Phi chapter of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, is a board member of the Birmingham City Credit Union and the Government Finance Officers Association of Alabama. I am excited about sharing with our audience the work that you have been doing in the Fairfield community, which I know you are very passionate about. You did not list your role serving on the city council.
Yeah, that's true. I
Yeah.
guess that's just the humility in me.
That is a leadership role and also speaks to your care and concern about seeing your community thrive.
I founded the Birmingham Mentoring Assistance Network in 2009, and it was in response to really what I was seeing on television all the time. I mean, it's like every news article, Birmingham man is guilty of such and such, or Birmingham man commits this crime, or Birmingham man did this.
Okay.
And it was always something negative in the news about a Birmingham man. And so Birmingham man is short for Mentoring Assistance Network.
Oh, wow. I love
So,
that acronym. That's
yes.
amazing. You love acronyms.
I do love acronyms. They help you guide your conversations.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I started the Birmingham in response to that. And so one of the things that I've always believed is us as men, we are seed bearers. We possess seed in us. Seed is what actually brings life. So there should not be a dead community, a dead business, a dead organization if a man is present. Because men, we have seed in us, which means wherever we are, there's life. And so, so I wanted to say, hey, that was my way of saying, hey, we have life here in Birmingham, and we have the Birmingham man. And so that is when I got started into mentoring.
Wow. I love that acronym, and I love your thought process centered around the critical role that men should play in creating a good foundation for boys to learn, to grow, to help them understand their purpose. And they do need leadership to thrive in those areas. The beginning of a legacy. Take me back to 1989. I was 9 years old, actually, around that time. I'm telling my age. But take me back when you founded Phi Gamma Rho.
Yeah. So first of all, I'll start by saying this. My father passed when I was 10 years old. And so just reflecting back over my life, having lost my dad at such a young age, and just having that desire for comradeship, friendship, brotherhood. And of course, teenagers at that age, we're all trying to group up and we're trying to find our way. Back in 1989, I didn't have my dad, but I had two guys that were like big brothers to me. And one of those guys, his name is Derek Anderson. Derek knew he could wear some clothes. He would always dress, and he always wanted to have a professional demeanor. I was like, man, that's my big brother. So I wanted to put on some clothes, put on a suit, make sure I wore my tie. Dressing for success started then. And I was like 12, 13 years old. Derek Anderson was a big influence on my life. We were like brothers. I would go over his house, be brothers. But he had a cassette tape that was just laying on the floor in his house. And I'm like, man, this is Bob Marley. I've heard so much about Bob Marley. And so that was the first time I ever heard Bob Marley. And the song that was on that tape that just really stuck with me was the song called Work.
Okay.
And Work, man, that's just, that from then, age 12, 13, until now, that kind of drives my passion because I believe in work. And there's so much work to be done in our community to help build our community. But my other friend, his name was Genoa Smith. And Genoa Smith was always about learning your past, understand your history, know where you come from, know your roots. And he was more Afrocentric, so to speak. Just having those two big brothers, one, I'm understanding how to be well groomed. Two, I'm learning more about myself because, again, my dad's gone. I'm looking up to somebody. But I found it in reading about my culture, who we are as a people. One of my favorite books is Before the Mayflower.
Okay.
That book is amazing. And if any of your readers haven't read it before, check out Before the Mayflower.
Okay.
Because it talks about us as a people before the Mayflower, okay? And there was a history of us way before our experience here in America. So those two guys, my friends, they were influencers in my life. And that's how Phi Gamma Rho really got started. There was a song called Rally Round the Red, Gold, Black, and Green. If you know anything about Steel Pulse, then you know rally around the flag, rally around the red, gold, black, and green. So that was our colors in Phi Gamma Rho, black and green.
Okay.
Black for the people, green for the land that we came from.
Oh.
So Phi Gamma Rho was birthed out of just wanting to know about ourselves as a culture, as a people, help build ourselves. So the white was more like a color that represents being well-groomed, relationships between all races, because we're on Earth, and so we communicate with each other. We have to cohabitate here on this Earth together. White, black, rich, poor, we're here together. No matter what, no matter if you like it or not, we are all here together. There's always a seed of equivalent value in everything, and we have to find that positive value, that good value, to find a solution to help us all live here successfully together. So that's how Phi Gamma Rho got started. We were well-groomed, brilliant gentlemen.
I love that.
And we stood on that. And the beauty is Phi Gamma Rho is still here today since
That
1989.
is very true. You and I have something in common. I lost my mother when I was 14 years old, and it was so important for me to surround myself with women that cared for themselves, that were intelligent, that were knowledgeable, and I wanted them to invest in me. We do have to invest in young people, and I am so grateful for the people that invested in me and serve as mentors. And some were aware that they did have an impact in my life, and some may not know. But you were. Not having a mother at a young age is very difficult. You do need guidance, and some things you just would not know as a young boy or a young girl without an adult advising you, and sometimes being a critic to help you evolve and make better decisions. So, thank you for inserting that. And again, I'm so grateful for the women that have mentored me throughout stages of my life. Tell me more about some things that you are most proud of when you think about mentorship. I know that you are a member of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, and you all have the Bridge Builders Foundation, correct? And through that initiative or foundation, you all have a mentoring program.
So, one, I'll say this, there's no perfect program. We do the best we can in serving our community and trying to uplift our young men in the programs. One of the things that I'm so happy about is Phi Gamma Rho, having started in 1989, over those years, several young men have graduated high school, gone on to graduate college. Because of their desire to give back as well, several of those young men have gone back to help Phi Gamma Rho. And they are the ones now leading their program. And I am so proud of that. And what that does, that allows us to have some range. We have the ability to have Phi Gamma Rho over here doing what they do. And then it gives me the opportunity to have a positive impact in the program and in the organization that I am currently a member of, which is the Alpha Phi chapter of Omega Psi Phi.
Yeah.
And our chapter, we do have a philanthropic arm. That arm is the Omega Bridge Builders Foundation. The Omega Bridge Builders Foundation, that motto is, yes, bridging generations, building community.
Okay.
Right? And so we see that fatherhood initiatives are so important. Youth mentorship is a part of our programming. Health initiatives is a part of our programming. And on August the 8th, all of the audience out, please come to A.H. Parker High School on August the 8th from 9 until 2. We're hosting a health fair for the community. This is just an example of how we serve our community. And so that's just a little bit about the Bridge Builder Foundation. We do have the Youth Mentorship Program.
Okay.
The Youth Mentorship Program that we have is called the Omega Lamplighters.
Oh, okay. So I had the name wrong. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. The Omega Lamplighters, that organization or that program was actually started by some brothers in Florida, and it has caught fire, and it has spread to several cities, definitely in the South, but also all across the nation, really. We have lamplighter programs in Houston, in Memphis, now in New York, right here in Florida, right here in Alabama, in Birmingham, Phoenix City, and a couple other places. So that program has, like I said, it has caught fire, and we want to ignite a flame. And so if we can inspire young people through performing arts, because one of the things that we do as a culture, we do well, is we step. And so we use the art of stepping as a way to be attractive to the young men. Performing arts is one of the things that we use, but we focus on 4 areas: leadership, academics, maturity, and perseverance. If young men, those are the 5 things, or those are the 4 things that we're going to be hitting home pretty.
And I had an opportunity to meet some of the young guys that are graduating this year that are members of the Lamplighters organization, and they were so enthusiastic about transitioning to college, and it was just admirable to hear them talk about attending college and their goals and what they are ambitious about. I look forward to the event upcoming, the health fair event, and I know you all are sharing mental health resources. Actually, you all have another initiative that I'm really intrigued with, the Brother You're on My Mind. Did I say that correctly? But I actually wrote about that initiative in Birmingham Times, and I was focusing on Black men's mental health, and that was one of the initiatives that I came across during my Google search, and I was so excited to know that y'all have programming centered around men's mental health. And I've also had an opportunity to speak to your brothers. My brothers, I am a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, so I am in the Divine Nine. I had an opportunity to speak, and I just love the awareness that y'all are bringing to mental health. So thank you all for the great work, and definitely Alpha Phi chapter. They have so many great programs, and y'all are doing amazing work in the city of Birmingham. Tell me how Omega Psi Phi has shaped you. What have you learned?
Yeah, one is, of course, leadership skills. It just, help us. Iron sharpens iron. And so we help each other kind of sharpen our leadership skills. Service is so important to our program, to our organization. And so, just my heart to serve, it was a perfect opportunity because that's what I love to do. I love to serve, And then also, I would say the commitment to mentoring. Our founders was 3 undergraduate students, and the professor was truly a mentor to these 3 undergraduate students. Our organization is the picture-perfect example of mentoring, in my opinion. And so that, to me, is, what I've gained and learned from Omega.
Beautiful.
And leadership if you want to serve, then a lot of times you spend a lot of time learning. Volunteering creates opportunities for you to learn. And one of the things that you learn, or I've learned through volunteering, is how to use Robert Rules of Order, right? Robert Rules of Order allows you to facilitate a meeting. If you truly want to serve, then you got to know what it takes to help facilitate, the business of serving, because it is so important to have those skills. And so that takes leadership. And the thing about leadership is, I love how the book puts it. The last shall be first, and the first shall be last. So to me, that simply means me, although I might be the leader of the group, I better be the first one ready to serve. And you can't ever lead if you never learn how to serve. And so you want to sharpen your skills while you're going through that process of serving.
Truly believe in that. And it's not about being seen doing the work.
Correct.
Yeah, I think some of the most difficult work happens behind the scenes.
Absolutely.
Why is it important for men to prioritize mental health?
Well, I believe that mental wellness and mental health is important because a peaceful mind generates power, okay? A peaceful mind generates power. And what is power? I mean, all of us desire it, we desire to have it. Power is simply the ability to do something. That's the definition of power, the ability to do something. And so what is it that you want to do? And it's a peaceful mind generates power. So what is it that you want to do again? That means you have a goal. You have something that you want to achieve. That's something that you want to work toward and accomplish. A peaceful mind generates power. Power is the ability to do something. So by you having a peaceful mind, that means that you take the time to meditate. You know what I'm saying? Whatever your religion is, so be it. But prayer and meditation helps you accomplish the goal of having just a peaceful mind. So we're always on the move. We're also, we're breadwinners. Like, we have responsibilities. And we all do as human beings. Men, again, we have a responsibility to maintain and lead in our different households. By you having a peaceful mind, by you praying, by you taking the time to meditate on the things that you have to accomplish and seeking guidance from the higher power, and it helps you generate power. And I truly believe that a public life of power can only be achieved by having a private life of prayer.
How have you become resilient, and what has life lessons taught you?
That's a good question. When I think about resilience, I'm thinking about, that means you get hit and you recover. You go through, you have a unique experience and you have to adapt to a new environment. So whether you get hit and you have to recover, how you recover and how you bounce back, that's resilience. And so I think the main thing is understanding what your definite purpose is. Once you know your purpose, then that means, you might get knocked off track, but because you can reset and focus on your goal, you get back on track.
That's good.
And so that is one of the things I think is so important for us to be able to do, be resilient, is being able to recover.
Okay.
Change happens. Change comes. And there are times in our lives where we have to change and adapt to new environments, or be willing to go ahead and learn what it takes to be successful in this new place. And then you have to continue on toward your goal. And so that is how important it is. You gotta adapt.
Mm-hmm. Share with the audience, what do you do to maintain balance?
So I'm gonna take you back to Phi Gamma Rho. All right, so Phi Gamma Rho, their symbol is a spade.
Okay.
Right? And so for me, what I learned over my lifetime, and now me being 52 years old, there are 5 things that I do as a habit, right?
Okay.
Every day, I'll focus on 5 things. It's kind of like, the SPADE, SPA. That's another acronym, right? SPADE. Spiritual development is so important. It goes back to having a peaceful mind.
Okay.
Prayer and reading the word is how I would like to start my day, as well as physical exercise. All right? So spiritual or social development, physical development, which is, like I said, the exercise. Enjoy working out. And I'm so thankful that I have such a great workout partner.
I'm your personal trainer. You just tell everybody the truth.
Yeah. Yeah, so, but then academically, that means I'm constantly learning. So I enjoy learning something. Again, reading or hearing a podcast or listening to motivation in the morning. Those are ways that I try to enrich my mind and learn something new. Then there's dexterity. Dexterity kind of deals with how you work with your hands. So whatever craft I can do to kind of learn, plan for this. So I want to make sure that those things are straight.
Right.
Those 5 areas of development is how I pretty much, balance that.
Balance is important, and work-life balance is important.
It is.
And spending time with family, creating balance is important, and that adds value to your mental health.
You know.
And I constantly have those conversations with people that I'm close to, and I encourage clients to do that. We have to build habits around self-care management. So those are some great habits that you shared. We're going to have a little fun. We're going to make this conversation a little light. You've done an excellent job during this interview, and thank you for participating and being supportive of striving for a healthier you. So we hope that y'all have had some great takeaways about mentorship, and you've learned about the Lamplighters program and Bridge Builders Foundation, the initiatives that they have, and also you have information about an upcoming event at, where's the location?
At H. Parker High School.
Oh, wonderful. I love that.
Yep.
Okay. And the time again?
From 9 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Okay. And what should participants expect on that day?
They should expect there'll be a host of different providers.
Okay.
So, we absolutely want to empower the community with the resources that they need to just help, them live a healthy lifestyle.
I love that.
And become a healthier you.
Absolutely.
Right?
Speak the language. It makes sense. It does. It's a no-brainer. So you are a bookworm. Tell me your favorite book. Oh, you already shared it. The Mayflower?
Well, that's definitely one of my favorites.
Is there another one you would like to share?
Yeah. I like to share. The name of it is by Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. I love that book. Life-changing book. It really is a life-changing book. And then also a book by Alex O. Ellis, Restoring the Male Image. Those are some really great books that I would recommend to anybody. And those are the books that we recommend to our Lamplighters.
Okay, thank you for sharing it. I'm going to have to recommend that to my son, Ethan.
Restoring the Male Image, and it's a book by We Beat the Streets by the 3 doctors. Those are really some great mentoring books.
What is your favorite restaurant?
So I got to admit, my favorite restaurant right now is Automatic. They have some really great oysters.
Oh, God.
Their crab claws are so good.
Yes, they are.
And it's balanced so well with the wine. I really like Automatic Seafood.
Yeah, and their service is 5-star. I love the service.
Yeah, they do
So,
service.
what is your favorite quote or scripture?
Favorite quote? I have several. But the one that sticks out right now is, we can be heard without saying a word. Let your work speak for you.
So what is your favorite hobby?
My favorite hobby is traveling. I like seeing new places, so travel.
Okay. What is your proudest accomplishment?
To be in the place that I am now, I have been resilient. I have overcome quite a bit, and I'm just grateful, right? I'm grateful. You didn't ask this one, but one of my favorite songs is I'm Grateful by Full Gospel Fellowship Mass Choir. Man, That is the song for me, and to have touched so many young men's lives. When we were walking the streets over there in Fairfield in the summer of '89, I was a freshman going to my sophomore year in high school, and my friend down the street, we would connect, and just the memories of wanting to have an impact on young men in our community and in the city of Birmingham. That is something that is really touching for me, because to me that's really bridging generations.
So, what message would you like to leave for young men, fathers, mentors, or community leaders?
Oh, don't quit. Don't give up. There will be challenges, but be resilient. Please don't quit. Don't allow the challenges and the obstacles, to make you feel as though it can't be accomplished. You can achieve what you put your mind to. One of the things out of the book is whatever the mind can conceive and believe, you can achieve. And that's a fact, man. So yeah, that's what I like to share.
Is there one thing you hope people remember about your life's work? What would it be?
That I was helpful. Help is like really important to me. So that people will remember that he tried to help, or he wanted to help, or he was helpful, or I can call on Averhart because I know he'll help.
Wonderful. Again, thank you all for joining us today for Striving for a Healthier You. Remember, healing, growth, and resilience happens through connection, support, and service. Share this episode and continue striving for a healthier you. Thank you again for joining us.